Hey guys, Pilcrow here, and today we will be discussing the most forgotten BFDI characters. Remember to like and subscribe, and let's start the video. So as we already know, BFDI has a wide variety of characters who span across multiple seasons. Yeah, that who was intense because, well, there's a lot of characters in BFDI, and some are bound to be forgettable. This video is going to be in no particular order, so yeah, let's just start with the first forgettable character on this list. That being Hot Dog. This guy participated in one episode of BFDIE and never again. He's definitely the underdog of the season and literally had an unfair start. His pull was harder than everyone else's. But yeah, outside of BFDIE 1, Hot Dog is just not really important at all. And he doesn't rejoin, so yeah, that adds on further to his forgettability. I don't really see any fans of Hot Dog on Twitter, so him being forgotten and on this list makes a lot of sense. However, if there is a Season 7 of BFDI, I think it's very likely that he would join it, which would make him significantly less forgettable. However, this next one is crazy forgettable. It's Cyan Ice Cube with eye patch rotated 17 degrees counterclockwise. Yeah. They were voted to host BFDIA in BFDIA 21 and didn't make the cut. Not much else to say for them here, and yeah, it's pretty obvious why they'd be forgotten. The same logic can go to Spike Ball. He only got one vote too in the BFDIA 21 host voting, and I don't think he was shown after that. Another character that was forgotten from this voting is Coiny's left arm, but I don't really know if this is a character since it is just Coiny's left arm. Does that count as a character? I have no idea. And the last character that I'm going to be talking about from the BFDIA 21 host voting is Whistle. Yeah, they didn't get enough votes to join, so they obviously aren't memorable. These characters were just voted in by fans and are mostly just recommended characters, and I do hope that somehow or some way they do reappear eventually, but I doubt it. Now let's go on to a character that has actually had a few lines, and that's Rusty Coin. His biggest appearance is in the Fish and Chips short, and yeah, just to make it very quick, he and Anchor fight for a little bit because they want to kill the fish monster, and then they both, make up in the end. And yeah, Rusty Coin actually has some character, and it is sad that his friendship with Anchor never continued after that. They definitely are a sailing duo, or like a duo at the seas, which makes sense given that Anchor is an anchor. I also think Rusty Coin appeared in BFB post-split, but I'm not gonna watch BFB post-split again just for this video. I know it's unlikely, but like I said before, I hope Rusty Coin does appear somehow again. Because, in my opinion, he looks like a fun character, and the other Coin characters, Nickel and Coiny, have a lot of screen time, so I hope the same goes for Rusty Coin as well. Another character that's in Teapot that is completely forgotten is Blender. And yeah, it's because Blender never did anything. They are one of the very, very, very few Teapot failed debuters that haven't had a line yet. So for these obvious reasons, Blender is going to get forgotten, but I do hope that they get something soon. Now onto a character that has competed in a BFDI Mini season is the winner of BFDI Mini Deluxe, USB, and it's because they literally do nothing after. Pretty much all BFDI Mini characters are forgettable since, they are irrelevant to the main storyline of BFDI, but I single out USB and not Rose because Rose actually did stuff after her victory. Her most notable thing is that she competed in BFDIE and appeared in Teapot 15. And lastly, the biggest thing is that she has an official voice actor, which is huge for a BFDI Mini character. That's something only a select few have, and I do see quite a bit of Rose fans. Meanwhile, USB just does nothing and fades into irrelevancy, which is kind of sad. I always thought USB and Remote would make pretty good friends. I have no idea why, I just think they would. So I do hope they do something with USB again. What's sadder is that USB didn't even get to compete in the BFDI Mini season for the most popular BFDI Mini contestants. It's just really sad. Anyways, another character, this one in Teapot, who is also forgotten, is Cherry Jr. the Orphan, who appeared in Teapot 4. And yeah, they're forgotten because they only appeared once, and they were a one-time joke. Not much else to say there, except that they were kinda funny. So let's go on to the next character now, and we have 8-Ball. Okay, so 8-Ball actually competed in a mainline BFDI season, that being BFB, and yeah, he was the very first one out. He had a huge arc with Golf Ball, which you would think would make him not forgotten, but since then, he has done absolutely nothing and has remained one of the most unpopular characters. It's pretty obvious that he's one of the most unpopular because in the Teapot 12 debut vote, you want to guess who got the least votes? 8Ball. He got less votes than Roboti. That's really sad. And yeah, he was forgotten because he was in the exit. And unless you did something huge before you entered the exit, or, debuted it in Teapot 13, you're going to get forgotten. It's just the reality. Another character, in this case, that came from BFDIE that is completely forgotten is the killer robots on episode 10. And yeah, these killer robots look a lot like a certain BFB character. And yeah, they kind of didn't really do anything. They were kind of bad at their job, and Sidewalkie broke through them easily, if I remember correctly. Anyways, let's go on to a new character, and this one was in Teapot, who is actually a contestant. And it might surprise people, but I'm going to say Nayli is forgotten. Look, Nayli isn't a bad contestant at all, but come on, you can't deny that she's completely forgotten. Yes, she did appear in Teapot 22, but she didn't really have a notable role and just kind of was in the background. And even more to the fact that she's forgotten, once she was eliminated from Just Not, Price Tag completely replaced her, which means that she made no meaningful contribution to the team, even though she was originally, I think, the leader of Just Not. It's kind of sad how Nayli became such a completely forgotten character, and I hope she does do more in the future. And a quick honorable mention, we have Eggy, and she definitely would be classified as forgotten because nowadays she doesn't really do anything. And in the most recent Teapot episode, it's kind of clear that the writers have no idea what to do with Eggy. However, she's not forgotten because, well, I'm sure we all know that there's a certain YouTuber who likes her. Anyways, another character that is forgotten is Clip. They appeared in literally one scene in BFB 23 and were recommended by the popular YouTuber Cheesy Maya 102. And yeah, outside of the fact that they were recommended by a popular YouTuber, they have absolutely nothing going for them. They don't even talk in the episode. At least most of the characters on this list have a single line. Clip doesn't. And they don't even have a personality. It's just sad all around. But now, let's answer the question that we all have been wanting to answer. Who truly is the most forgettable BFDI character? And I don't have the answer to that because I forgot about them. Yeah, all the characters I listed here are definitely forgettable, but since I was able to remember them, they can't be the most forgettable. And some of the characters on this list have their own fan bases, like Nayli, for example. She has a fan base, and a forgettable character can absolutely be a rememberable one. It just takes one huge moment in a single episode for them to be rememberable forever. For example, Lightning didn't really do anything for the most part in BFB and Teapot. However, his elimination in Teapot 7 was arguably one of the biggest in the show, and he became memorable because of it. If he had went in a boring way, he would definitely be significantly more forgettable today. So yeah, the most forgettable BFDI character is subjective, and it's what you think. Anyways, who do you think is the most forgettable BFDI character? Let me know in the comments. And also, I've started a new channel, so go subscribe to that if you want. Remember to like and subscribe, go watch my other videos, and have a good one.